Nearly a decade ago, about a year before I stopped drinking alcohol, a friend of mine showed up at my door. She lived in my neighborhood, the Tenderknob of San Francisco, which is another way of saying we live somewhere between a shithole and a fancy tourist trap. It was early on a Saturday afternoon and my friend was carrying a solo cup full of whiskey because some man she'd met on OkCupid had broken her heart. It seemed a reasonable solution to me at the time to walk around the streets of San Francisco, sipping Maker's Mark to dull the specific pain of being rejected by someone she met on the internets who wasn't good enough for her in the first place. Only I would have chosen Jameson. We called a few friends to come over and we sat in my little studio apartment smoking pot and drinking even more whiskey and cheap wine from the corner store when my dear, broken-hearted friend announced it to the group that she was pretty sure she was going through a quote-unquote alcoholic phase. I looked around the room at the faces of my other friends for a hint of the same reaction I felt, which was relief. I saw not only looks of relief, but also ones of deep knowing. We'd all experienced something close enough to that to empathize. When you're terrified and maybe your drinking has gone off the rails. My passage into sobriety was both slow and fast. Slow in that it took me 17 years to realize alcohol had never done me any favors. 17 years of trying to control it and master it and make it work for me like I imagined it worked for all the other people. Fast in the sense that once I crossed the invisible line, one I still can't retrace, I was hurtling so quickly toward total dissolution that I couldn't pretend to have the strength to stave off what was happening to me. The whole thing was like that Price is Right game, where the little yodeler is climbing the mountain and you never know when he's going to stop or how far he's going to make it. But you also know he has the potential to go all the way. It might be helpful to mention that during this time I was simply killing it at work. I joined a startup in 2009, and because I was a cutthroat workaholic with a habit of fucking men in charge, in just a few short years, I landed a director title.